There exists a category of creatures in the world that have been discovered by a few people but have not been confirmed to exist. We collectively refer to these creatures as unidentified mysterious animals, UMA. Hello everyone, welcome to the World in 10 Minutes series. In this episode, I'll share with you one of the most famous, unconfirmed creatures in North America, a childhood nightmare for many people, the devil monkey. The devil monkey, also known as the giant monkey, is often described as a large primate-like animal, standing between 3 to 8 feet tall. It is covered in reddish-brown or grayish-black fur and has a bushy tail. Its face is pronounced, resembling a cross between a baboon and a dog. It has pointed ears, sharp teeth, and a pair of prominent canines. The forelimbs are muscular, and the hind legs are powerful, with some reports comparing its hind legs to the strength and jumping ability of a kangaroo. The creature can move on all fours, or stand and walk on 2 legs. This animal is highly aggressive, capable of attacking livestock, pets, and even humans. It emits a blood-curdling scream that chills anyone who hears it. For many of you, the first introduction to the devil monkey might have been through the 2008 mockumentary series Monster Quest. In Season 3 of this series, an episode featured an original storyline about the devil monkey. I won't delve into it here, but feel free to look it up if you're interested. The true sightings of the devil monkey are numerous and spread across North America, particularly in British Columbia, in Western Canada, and around the Appalachian Mountains in Eastern America. I'll share some notable events with you. Scholars believe the earliest recorded sighting of the devil monkey dates back to the 1930s. According to an Associated Press report from 1934, on January 16th near South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, many people reported seeing a mysterious beast that resembled a giant kangaroo. The creature was first seen on the night of Saturday, January 13th, when it killed several German shepherds. The following evening, it attacked and killed more pets and livestock. Out of fear, locals began carrying guns for protection. A pastor named Hancock described the creature as moving with lightning speed, resembling a giant kangaroo bounding across fields. It killed a German shepherd, leaving the body in its owner's yard. Another witness, Frank Cobb, claimed the creature was unlike anything he had ever seen. A search party tracked it to a cave, but the trail ended there. The bizarre events made front-page news but eventually faded as the search ended. In 1946, the Indiana Folklore Journal mentioned a 1941 summer sighting near Mount Vernon in southern Illinois. A preacher hunting squirrels in the woods encountered a large animal leaping from a tree. The creature resembled a baboon and walked upright. The preacher fired his shotgun, scaring it away. Soon after, locals reported hearing chilling screams from the dense forests at night, and hunters found strange tracks. Initially thought to be a wild panther, the theory changed in the spring of 1942 when a farmer's dog was killed, sparking outrage. A group of locals organized a hunt. One night, a man driving near Big Muddy River in Jackson County spotted an unidentified beast crossing the road. He described it as leaping 20 to 40 feet in a single bound. Despite efforts by hunters, the creature was never caught, leaving behind only strange footprints and its terrifying screams. In 1979, an article titled "Strange Creature Spotted Here" was published in the Noonan Times-Herald. Residents near Belt Road and Washington Street reported sightings of a 4 to 5 foot tall creature with a monkey-like face and a long, furry tail. The creature entered barns, stole fruit and grain, and attacked pets. One witness described it as the ugliest thing I've ever seen, with a dog-like face. Sightings continued for a few weeks before fading due to minimal damage caused by the creature. In the North American Cryptozoology Review, 2000, Volume 1, author Chad Arment documented a report from a blogger named Paulette Boyd. In 1959, Paulette's family lived in southwestern Virginia. One early morning, while driving to pick up dry ice for their church concession stand, they accidentally took a wrong turn onto a secluded road. In the bright moonlight, they noticed movement on the embankment. Initially mistaking it for a deer, they slowed down. Suddenly, the creature leapt onto the road, crashing into their windshield. The creature then twisted its body and forearm, moving to the right side of the car. Paulette's mother turned around and saw the creature's face just inches away from the car window. She described it as having light toffee-colored fur with white spots on its neck and abdomen. It stood on two muscular hind legs, had shorter forearms, and no visible tail. As it landed next to the car, Paulette's father hit the accelerator and sped away. Once they had created some distance, he stopped the car to take out his handgun. However, Paulette's mother, consumed by fear, hysterically shouted that the creature might not be killed by the gun and could become enraged instead. In the end, the father relented, got back in the car, and drove away as quickly as possible. Later, they discovered 3 long scratches on the passenger side door. A few days after the incident, 2 nurses in the Solvay area were driving home from work when they were attacked by an unknown creature. The creature tore the roof off their convertible, but fortunately, no one was hurt. A search team was promptly formed to track down the creature, but they found no traces. The article also mentioned a similar experience by Paulette's brother, James Boyd's friend, in 1973. One evening, he was driving from Marion to Tazewell. He had the habit of rolling down his car window and resting his arm outside. While driving through a mountain road, he suddenly heard a noise outside the car. Moments later, he saw a strange creature, described similarly to previous sightings, charging from the edge of the forest toward his car. The creature tried to grab his arm, but he panicked and hit the gas, escaping quickly. Another incident occurred in 1975 when Paulette's neighbors, Casey and Danny, were driving to Smith County. They saw the creature crossing the road and disappearing into a field on the other side. They described it as unlike any animal they'd seen before. It walked on all fours, stood about 3 feet tall, and had coarse gray-brown fur, a long snout, small pointed ears, and hind legs much larger than its forelimbs, similar to a kangaroo. It had visible claws and a hairless tail. They estimated that if it stood upright, it would be at least 5.5 to 6 feet tall. In 1983, cryptozoologist Loren Coleman documented 3 reports of alleged devil monkey sightings in his book, Mysterious America. However, these creatures only partially matched the description of the devil monkey, and there were significant differences. The media referred to them as the Enfield Horror, or Enfield Monster. I plan to dedicate an episode to these creatures in the future. In the second volume of the North American Cryptozoology Review, 2000, Professor Chad Arment mentioned receiving a sighting report after the publication of the first volume. The report came from a woman in Ohio who claimed to have seen a strange creature in the summer of the 1990s. She was driving from Nashville, Tennessee, to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Due to road construction, she had to take a detour. She clearly remembered passing a sign for Red Wolf Crossroads. About 20 minutes later, a creature suddenly leapt across the road in front of her car. Startled, she described the creature as looking somewhat like a cat, but unlike any feline she'd ever seen. It had black, short fur, pointed ears, a long, thin tail, and a torso resembling that of an extremely thin person. Its hind legs were lean but muscular, and when fully standing, it was estimated to be about 6 feet tall. Interestingly, the woman later used drawing software to create an image of the creature for her daughter, which became the cover image for that issue of the magazine. The creature in the illustration resembled a feline species, and Professor Arment suggested it might be linked to the folklore of the Wampus cat. Over the years, residents near the southeastern swamps of Georgia have reported sightings of a furry, humanoid feline moving gracefully through the woods. It is speculated to be another unknown creature potentially linked to the devil monkey. On July 29, 2008, Ian Harper shared an encounter on the Canadian Paranormal Research Network website. He claimed that 25 years earlier, he had encountered a giant monkey while walking his dog near Scugog Lake, Ontario. The creature was about 3 feet tall, with long, soft arms and a massive head. It made a low growling sound. Ian's dog, terrified, hid behind him with its tail tucked. Ian, too scared to even ride his bike, grabbed his dog and fled on foot. In cryptozoologist George Eberhardt's 2002 Guide to Cryptozoology, a black monkey-like creature was reported on September 9, 2001, in the rural areas of Danville, New Hampshire. There were at least 9 sightings over 2 weeks. In 2006, Professor Dale Drinan documented a report from an anonymous witness who saw a devil-like creature enter their home and attack their Labrador. The creature had fangs, a monkey-like body, and a shiny, glowing tail. Unlike most witnesses, this individual remained calm, grabbed a camera, and snapped a photo. The flash startled the creature, causing it to leap out of the open door and disappear. The photo, however, sparked debates online, with opinions split on its authenticity. This photo first appeared on September 25, 1996, in the DeQuincy News. According to the report, a woman named Barbara Mullins was driving along Highway 12 in Louisiana when she noticed something strange by the roadside. She stopped her car, observed it, and took a photo. Mullins described the animal as very large, covered in thick dark fur, with distinct throat features, long limbs, and pointed ears. She actually took a series of photos, but since the newspaper does not have a digital archive, it's unclear which photo was specifically published. The media speculated that this might be the infamous blood-sucking creature known as chupacabra. Although the local wildlife department allegedly issued an official statement suggesting it could simply be a large Pomeranian dog, this claim remains unverified. From the photos that exist, the creature does bear a resemblance to a primate. In late 2013, the American documentary Monsters and Mysteries in America dedicated an episode to devil monkey sightings. One segment recounted the story of Malva and Wyman Morgan, who moved to rural Kentucky in the 1970s. From the moment they moved in, a series of strange events unfolded. First, their dog was dragged away by something, and they only found its mutilated remains. Then, one night around 2 to 3 a.m., they heard something rummaging through their trash cans. When Wyman went outside to investigate, he found nothing. On another night, while Wyman was showering, he suddenly smelled a foul, unbearable stench wafting in through the window. Malva quickly went to check the windows of the house. When she pulled back the curtain in the bedroom, she was met with a terrifying sight: a strange and horrifying creature attacking the bedroom window. Terrified, Malva screamed, grabbed the children, and hid in the bathroom. By the time Wyman came out to check, the creature was gone. Later, a colleague of Wyman's reported seeing a monkey-like creature near a river while drinking water. The witness described it as being about 3 feet tall. Malva, still traumatized, did not examine the creature's features closely but stated that it was something she had never seen before. In 2020, the second season of the Travel Channel documentary Haunted Forests featured another encounter with a similar creature. The first incident took place in 1999 when Susan N. and her family had just completed building a house in Adams County, within the Appalachian Mountains. Her son John, about 11 years old at the time, often played in the woods with his cousin Keith. One day, as they were working on an unfinished treehouse, Keith was counting lumber while sitting in the treehouse. John looked up to speak to him but was distracted by a strange sound coming from above. John saw a massive black creature perched in a nearby tree, standing 8 to 10 feet tall. The two boys quickly hid behind a tree, but noticed the creature staring intently at them. Having grown up playing in the forest, they were familiar with wild animals like lions and bears, but this creature was unlike anything they had ever seen. Terrified, they began to run. Moments later, they heard a heavy thud, the sound of the creature jumping down from the tree. The boys jumped on their bikes and pedaled home as fast as they could. Once they calmed down, Susan asked them to draw what they had seen. Their drawings depicted a large monkey-like creature. John recalled that the creature was terrifying, with red eyes and sharp teeth. Initially, Susan and her husband didn't believe the children. They had purchased the property to build a barn and keep a horse there. But one morning, when they went to feed the horse, they found it severely frightened, with bloody claw marks on both sides of its hindquarters. The veterinarian couldn't determine what kind of animal could have caused the injuries. Susan collected some fur samples from the fence and sent them to a local lab for testing. The results showed traces of common animals like cows and horses, but also included some hairs from an unknown species. Not long after, their neighbor Andre encountered a large monkey-like creature that jumped onto the hood of his Jeep and shook it violently. Andre described the creature as being covered in thick, dark fur that gave it an imposing presence. After much deliberation, the family reported the events to a local Bigfoot researcher. On a Friday night, the researcher brought equipment to record any sounds in the area. Using sticks, he struck trees to provoke a territorial response. Sure enough, similar knocking sounds came from the direction of the treehouse, followed by a chilling animal roar from deep in the forest. They could hear the sound of something rapidly approaching, accompanied by metallic banging noises. Terrified, they quickly drove away. But the story didn't end there. Later, a friend of theirs came to dispose of hunted deer remains by leaving the scraps in the forest. That night, the couple was awakened by a sulfur-like stench. They discovered that their outdoor cooking utensils had been overturned, and heavy footsteps accompanied by low growls could be heard from the woods less than 100 feet away. Susan's husband fired his gun to drive away the creature, and ever since then, no similar incidents occurred. However, the family decided to move away from the eerie place. The second event, featured in the documentary, did not specify the exact time. One summer, a man named John went to a cabin in the woods of Three Lakes, Wisconsin, for a vacation. One day, he and his cousin went out to play a shooting game. Chasing and dodging each other, they gradually ventured deep into the forest. As they were about to stop and rest, they noticed that the surrounding woods suddenly fell completely silent. John, being experienced, immediately realized this was a sign of a large predator nearby. Soon, they saw a strange creature appear not far in front of them. John described the first thing he noticed: white, sharp teeth beneath a strong jaw. He could clearly feel that the creature was moving toward them, growling fiercely. Terrified, the two bolted. The creature gave chase, closing the distance quickly and nearly grabbing John's shoulder. They sprinted until they escaped the forest and finally lost the creature. There are countless similar devil monkey sightings and reported incidents, but I cannot include them all in this video. If you're interested, you can search for more information yourself. In the field of cryptozoology, there are many theories about the devil monkey. First, it's important to note that, based on current fossil evidence, wild primates in North America went extinct about 30 million years ago. This is the main reason why the existence of the devil monkey is highly debated. The late cryptozoologist Dr. Mark Hall believed that the devil monkey might be connected to the Choctaw mythology. According to legend, the Choctaw people spoke of a cunning and evil creature called Nalusa Falaya. This tall, slender, humanoid being with pointed ears was believed to be a shadow banished to another realm. It would enter people's dreams, especially those with guilty consciences, and manipulate them into committing bad deeds. Occasionally, Nalusa Falaya was said to slither like a snake through the shadows, scaring careless hunters and children who stayed out late. While the description of Nalusa Falaya shares some similarities with the devil monkey, its mythological origins make it less convincing as an explanation. Moreover, the snake-like crawling characteristic is vastly different from the devil monkey. Cryptozoologist George Eberhard theorized that the devil monkey could be a group of escaped primates. For instance, the devastation caused by Hurricane Andrew in 1992 led to the escape of at least 500 monkeys from various labs, zoos, and private collections. Some of these monkeys remain unaccounted for and may have established themselves in the vast swamps of the region. Similarly, in 1972, a group of Japanese macaques was relocated to Dilley, Texas. By the late 1980s, aging fences allowed some to escape. By 1995, over 600 macaques were estimated to be living in the southern Texas brushlands, an area that overlaps with some devil monkey sighting locations. Another cryptozoologist, Chad Arment, suggested that the devil monkey does not resemble any known New World monkey species, as none of them are bipedal or capable of jumping. Among Old World monkeys, he found the most resemblance in the Hanuman langur of India. This gray langur, with its light-colored body, darker back and limbs, and black face, can reach a body length of 2.6 feet and a tail length of 3.7 feet. Anthropologist John Frere noted that Hanuman langurs are highly adaptable primates, found in environments ranging from Sri Lankan jungles to Qatar's deserts and the Himalayas. They walk on all fours but occasionally leap when moving. Cryptozoologist Loren Coleman was one of the earliest scholars to study the devil monkey. In his book, Mysterious America, he compared devil monkey sightings to reports of mysterious kangaroos in the U.S. He speculated that the devil monkey might be an unknown species of large baboon. In his Crypto-Primate Guide, he referred to this creature as a giant monkey, suggesting that the kangaroo-like descriptions might be due to juveniles. This species could harbor hostility toward humans and dogs, perhaps for survival reasons, and is extremely cautious, making sightings rare. However, this theory lacks solid physical evidence. The idea of a new species remains speculative. From my perspective, it's possible that the devil monkey exists as a hidden primate species. However, I believe devil monkey is likely a collective term rather than referring to a single species. The term, popularized by cryptozoologists like Mark Hall and Loren Coleman, only began being widely used in the 1980s. Many sightings described creatures resembling monkeys or kangaroos. I think the variations in sightings, such as the white abdominal spots, the sulfuric stench, or cat-like faces, indicate that witnesses may not have seen the same species. If we focus on the broader description, I suspect these could be large opportunistic carnivores like wolverines. Wolverines are muscular predators capable of taking down larger mammals. The largest known wolverines can reach lengths of 3.6 feet. They have a slender body, broad, rounded head, and short ears. I doubt terrified witnesses could differentiate between short and pointed ears. Wolverines are widespread in the northern hemisphere, despite habitat loss due to deforestation. Another possibility could be mutated large felines. Features like prominent faces, pointed ears, powerful hind legs, and tree-climbing abilities align more closely with cats. Cases of genetic mutations due to environmental factors, as seen in species like the Lycoy cat, are not uncommon. Such mutations could result in individuals or groups with distinct appearances. Of course, these are just my personal speculations. The true nature of the devil monkey remains unknown. Whether it's a new species or a misinterpretation of known animals, it holds significant value for ecology and evolutionary studies. To conclude, the unknown always outweighs the known. That's the allure of unidentified mysterious animals. Thank you for watching this episode.